Alright. Thank you for coming back to join me, darling. It seems that we are kind of getting close to it. We know that, I know at the very least, it has to do something with witch burnings. Accusations, that sounds very zealous-like. It's sort of like an inquisition. As if the killer themselves are being, or at the very least pretending to be, some kind of inquisitor. Contracts with demons. Throwing those accusations and then just killing them, no matter what they say. Again and again and again. And the killer is targeting little girls, but I mean, here we are! Anyways. So, Easter Museum. Oh, that's around the corner, where I wasn't supposed to go earlier. It didn't let me. I guess it was just a question of time, huh? Look at all of these people enjoying themselves, having a good old Mardi Gras. And look at this.
Fitting for an investigation about a serial killer. All these murders have whipped this town into a frenzy. Now it all leads here to a gala celebrating a time when Salem found itself swept up in another whirlwind of hysteria.
Tell me about it. Perfect place for souls that just can't let go. Witch trial exhibits. Jesus, this has been staring me in the face for God knows how long.
I'm so sorry. Tomorrow tickets will go on sale to the general public. Tonight is a special members-only event.
The museum must be doing well to turn us away. Maybe there's a way to talk her into it.
Got all dressed up for nothing. What's so special in there tonight?
I couldn't get out. The fire was merciless. I couldn't get out. The fire was merciless.
I see.
Gather round and bear witness to the righteous proceedings of a trial of a most heinous nature. Now you, good woman Putnam, you stand accused of the murder of 7 of your own children, whom you claim were taken by forces of the devil.
Freak show better give me some answers.
I did not do it. My devil spawn of a child is my own accuser.
Confess to bearing the spawn of the devil?
I did only mean it as a term of anger, that my own daughter would thus accuse me in my grief.
And young Ruth Putnam, your own daughter, has testified to this court that you did take from her a puppet. And she began to have pains of the belly and bled most woefully from her nether parts for 5 days. Was or was not the puppet used to inflict this suffering?
Bled
It
for
was
5
not.
days.
I have engaged in no witchcraft.
Yet she did find the
period.
puppet, folded in half at the belly, thus proving her demonic curse upon her. Mary Warren is a witness to the same, as the girls played with it.
Maybe make my voice deeper.
It proves
Would a Puritan really say that?
God, women had a raw deal. This play's hilarious, but nobody gets it.
Man, everything was harsher then. Why was life so brutal?
Yeah, life's a total comedy.
Confess now, good woman Putnam.
People really died because of these fascinating stuff.
Yeah, and didn't take your history class.
Medicine would get preserved that long. Whoa, people really died here.
I can't think of this anymore. Would it be all day? Could they drink water?
My nose itches just thinking about it.
Yeah, well, misery and pain. I don't think.
Did you
there's
see
more
all
to
those
be
police
learned.
lights?
Dandy. Whoa. Here we are. Hey, another one. I hope this is not. Oh, rock. Oh, I have bad feelings about this one. Oh, terrible feelings. No. No, don't do me like that. Oh. Okay, well, it can't have been worse than the girl that actually, the twin that was burned. Can it? I don't know, Jesus. Though I did remember a story similar to this. A man that raped and killed what was it, 13, 14-year-old girl, and then killed her with a large rock to the head. That monster of a man.
The time is upon us, Abigail Williams.
No.
You scourge of Salem. It is time to pay for your sin.
Wait. I had a name wrong this whole time. I don't know where I got Agatha from. Salem Witch Trial Judgment House, owned by Judge Hawthorne, one of the most influential judges during the witch trials. This historic mansion also served as courtroom for many of the trials and sentencing hearings during the hysteria that blanketed Salem 1692.
So it wasn't really a form of execution.
Oh, right.
But someone still got killed by this.
Yep.
So...
Confess, witch. Confess. Or covenant. A demonic contract with the dark forces.
Doesn't make sense to me either.
crushed under the weight of more and more rocks. Just to confess something that the accusers were already convinced about. This cruelty is just an adamant testament to the legacy of humanity. You must know that. During the European witch hunts, Germany executed between 50,000 and 80,000 people accused of being witches, of whom 80%, roughly 80% were women. See, this is one of the many reasons why humans are fantastic, in that they are so tragic.
The train was so loaded down with ammunition, like we were a rolling bomb.
That train, huh? The train that sidetracked and exploded.
The train was so loaded down with ammunition, like we were a rolling bomb.
Wait a minute. Oh come on, this one has to be inspectable. Exposed to the elements, sure. Just have a little trip out in the woods. Not Sophia this time. To death. It was not painless. It was torture. It was witch trials after all. Wait a minute. We haven't seen all of these ways of murder just yet. So the killer is aiming to continue and commit more murders of the same sort? seems to be more going on. And there are more films. Nope. Oh, is that the trail thing going into the head? I've heard about those. Just the medieval times have some fucked up ways of quote-unquote interrogation. It wasn't interrogation, it was just torture. Torture, intent on making you say anything they wanted. Because they, branded with the name of holy men, surely knew what was best, right? Surely they would not lie. They could not be wrong. Their words could not be false. Because they were holy men. Inquisitors sent by God. You know that is... Oh, this is exactly what I've always stood against. With my name as Lucifer, this is what I represent against. Just because you have the name of a saint does not make you good. It's going to be effective at all to shame people.
That is some of the things in here. But
it seems like I've picked up almost everything there is to it. There's not much left. Almost at ways end. The first person hanged at Gallows Hill was Bridget Bishop, who claimed that I am as innocent as a child unborn when presented with a charge of witchcraft. Perhaps, in fact, the clue is up here. I found it.
So the Bell killer used torture devices like this to kill his victims. Why kill them like witches?
I'm surprised there's no exhibit for the accusers. It's such an important part of Salem's history.
Actually, several artifacts aren't on display yet. We're currently preparing them upstairs in the restoration room.
Oh.
Better see what else is in here.
Let's have a look.
Just make sure nobody touches anything. People think this is easy. Pretty sure it was police lights. What's happening outside?
Police light. What? Is that unrelated to Maida? Every 10 seconds. Every 5 seconds. How long? Witch trials ended in 1693. However, witch trials continued with legal sanction in Europe as late as 75. Okay. Hi. Wait, what? You too, buddy.
A whole exhibit about death.
The dead lingers.
Always wanted to be a real cop. Always wanted to be a real cop.
Yeah, I'm sure someday you'll actually be with me. Some of these spirits really are just dark specters. Shadows. I really hope that I also uncover this last story in time before whatever happens, because I feel like we are on the cusp of figuring out everything. So I will be fervently doing my best to just figure it out. As detective, we're finding so many of these all over the place now. Just 3 of them in the very same room? Oh. Another here. That train's dark. Right.
Joy? I told you to look after Iris.
You're not the boss of me.
I found a bunch of stuff downstairs. The Bell Killer is offing his victims as if they're witches. I'm heading upstairs to see what else I can find. I should have told you to follow me, then maybe you would have stayed at the church.
You know me so well.
I've grown fond of it. I have to admit, we make a good team, you know? Medium and the large.
Just keep an eye out for security cameras and alarms.
Thanks for the tip, but this isn't even my first break-in today.
Getting the hang of it.
Yeah, this looks like the right place. Now let's see what these artifacts can tell me about the witch trials.
It strikes me, not even a day has passed. This is the same night.
My apologies. It will always belong to you. For shame, Bridget. This schwa of your conversations, the spirit world, will surely condemn you as a witch.
See, yeah. Any sort of meeting. Goodness, Joy is living in current days, though. But that man, is that not the accuser himself? Oh, very, very hypocritical. List of the accused. And I'm very much fond of the theme about all of this, but even so. Local child medium Sophia Baker finds missing man. Wait. Sophia Baker, wasn't that... How was that going? Rose Gamble, Salem High student, claimed psychic powers. Oh my god! Psychic leads police to gruesome discovery. These are the victims. It's not just targeting little girls, it's targeting mediums. Judge. And knowing those times, jury and executioner also. There's only one trial. So take some history lessons, Isaiah Baxter.
Hey kid, I need you to lift up this painting.
It's called The Hanged Witch. It's creepy.
It's the killer's symbol.
I'm not the only one that can see that symbol, right? I mean, surely she must have seen it too. Just a few more here as well. Cannon, certainly. Though I don't think they have anything to do with anything. Oh. Come on, this has to be it. Really, this instead of this. Well, I found it at least. Oh yes, why? Shocking. So, focus on mediums. Not small. There's so many clues there. I mean, no. Why he kills a victim like witches? Okay. Try out public summons. That's right. Witches.
So the Bell Killer is targeting mediums because he thinks they're witches? That's insane. Who do I know that's interested in mediums? Baxter.
I mean, yeah. Rose did, I mean, Joy's mother seemed to be confiding in him.
And why the hell is Baxter involved in this? He dropped the case when he was demoted.
How did he get demoted?
All right, found the killer's symbol. We got a suspect to look into. We're almost there.
And not one step closer to finding my mom.
Like I said, the world doesn't need another whiner.
You know what? Screw you. You don't understand.
Don't understand? My wife was murdered 3 years ago. She got to float up into the white light, and I got stuck here in this place with some bitchy teen.
Oh.
Ugh.
Your mom's been missing what? 2, 3 days? Huh? And I guarantee you we'll find her. If I fail, if we fail, I'll never get to see Julia again. Ever.
We won't fail.
I don't need a cheerleader.
I'm sorry. I didn't know about your wife.
Yeah. Look, we need to act on the information we found. You head off to the church.
The church? Where are you going?
Baxter's our prime suspect. I need to get over to his apartment and see if I can dig up any skeletons. Probably not a good idea for a fugitive to visit a cop.
Fine, I'll meet you later.
She's really pulling it together, huh? You could at least say that you're proud of her. Because I am. I am so proud of everything she's gone through. For the sake of everyone. Suspicious backstory. Now we see the picture. I'm not the only one that saw that, right? Alright, eyes wide. We need to find the last one. That always gets me. These might be the very last demons that we kill. I didn't know it. Oh, there's no wrong in taking pleasure in this, It's not that cruelty begets cruelty, but doing other spirits are fake.
I just got a text. Did you hear something else happen just now? Something bad.
Wait, no.
Someone told me about a murder.
No, like this just happened. Police are all freaking out.
What happened?
I don't know. Sounds serious.
I can't stop thinking about the dead cop. Police aren't even safe.
This whole place is bad news.
I have no time to be wasting around. What happened? Where did it happen?
It wasn't just...
There, yes.
Stay polite. I wish people could read the sign.
Okay, interesting. I was so nervous. My rogue ex-con boyfriend meets my cop brother. It's a situation that's bound to have sparks, right? There's like the word birds of a feather. I've never seen two men understand each other so naturally. I think this is going to work out fine. Right. Perhaps this... Actually, I don't really know where... Are we supposed to go out? No, that can't be. If that's the case, then I'm definitely going to be rooting around a little bit just to find those remaining stones. I have to. Like, I'm so invested in these little stories, I can't just leave this one just lying around, you know? What's this? When I was walking around looking around the room, I finally found something.
This place. It puts me in touch with odd sensations, centuries old. I'm trying to focus on this killer, but the echoes from these sensations keep interfering, like deaths from the past, pleading to be remembered.
Interesting. The killer really must have had it out for the mother also. She was a medium after all. Dedicated to that nameless citizen who generously made... Yeah. I remember that. It was said earlier Malleus Maleficarum, or Hammer of the Witches, published in 1487, argued for the existence of witches, the nature of and genesis of their powers, and how best to prosecute them. Settlers. Crazy. We've got almost all of it now. This is an entirely just sidetracked place. I don't think I was here at all. Was I? No. I suppose that's why I didn't find the rocks to begin with. No. William Pine's Book of Color Engravings. A costume of Great Britain shows a rotating pillory that held 4 people at once as they walked around a post like mules at a grinding mill. Yes, very charming, let's call it that. Humans always had this knack of just... No one understands what horrors befall the souls they steal. How about the lives that they take, you know? Wait a minute. This is a hidden section. Persecution of witches was not common in Europe between the fall of Rome and the Protestant Reformation. Numerous laws explicitly forbade condemning people as witches or burning people for witchcraft. This stemmed from the notion that the very belief in witchcraft was superstitious. Once the majority, mighty iron trains charged forth and rails housed in this building. Now this place has been transformed into a monument to our town's past, carrying history forwards on the rails of our memories.
What made us derail that day? I always wonder.
I would like to know that too.
What made us derail that day? I always wonder.
I wonder... Could we find out? This whole experience has just given me a love for uncovering things. Truths, mysteries, and secrets. Those convicted of gossiping sometimes pay their penance via the Duncan stool. That sounds like bullying. Just... What is it? Is there nothing here that has anything to do with it? Wait, there's another one. Hidden away. Oh, no wonder I didn't find this. Went to the History Museum with Ronan again. He's not much of a history buff, but he knows I am. Seems sweet to come with me. Ominous as it may be, I love that this little town has so much gravitas to it. People have lived here for centuries. It helps me feel rooted to this place. Bound almost. Destiny intertwined. Being a dishonest baker was one of the many offences liable to result in the public shaming and torture of the stocks. Oh boy. I tell you. Story unveiled. Now tell me.
My husband and I stepped off the platform and onto the giant hissing locomotive. I remember looking back at our small town and thinking of all the happy memories we made there. But I was excited to start our new life in Salem. I must have dozed off because I was startled awake by the sound of screeching metal. And as the train came to a halt, all I could hear was the torrential rain pelting against the roof. I looked out the window. There was only darkness. Then came the brightest flash of lightning I had ever seen. When my husband left to inquire about the delay, a woman in the back of the train started screaming. We rushed over to her and asked her what was wrong, but all she could manage to say through her sobs was, Something about seeing the spirits of the dead wandering in the rain. Stranger still were the passengers that were suddenly stricken with the painful memories of their past. It was at this point that I became truly terrified, so I set out to find Joe. When I reached the cab and still hadn't found him, I was worried. I looked out the front window and saw the train's conductor laboring to move a downed tree from the tracks. And there was Joe, walking up to help. However, instead of grabbing hold of the tree, Joe bent down, picked up a rock, and crushed the conductor's skull with it. When I left the train and ran up to him, I could see that this wasn't the Joe I once knew. Something had taken hold of him, something angry. Then he saw something that terrified him. He dropped the rock and ran off into the woods. However, right before he disappeared into the trees, during a bright flash of lightning, I thought I saw something chasing him, hunting him. I can only describe it as a ghostly specter, cloaked in black. But more likely than not, it was just a shadow. The authorities spent days combing the woods for Joe, but he never turned up. I tried to go back home, but the memories were too painful. Some nights I lie in bed, tortured by the thoughts of what our life could have been if we had never stepped onto that train.
Possession. Now that you mention it, that sister, Rose, she was possessed by her twin. She was mental until the moment that she herself was until her sister's spirit was expelled from her body. Strange. I'm sure that this has to do with Baxter, though. There's no other. There's no other. Man, words. You know? There's nobody else that could have done it. None that we can think of. There's no one else introduced. Is he a medium too? Oh no. I'd almost forgotten.
Why the hurry, boys? Where you headed? Oh, no.
This isn't good. Well, let's conclude this in the next one. This, well, I think one more will do it. We're getting so close now. I'll see you soon, darling. I hope I'll see you soon. Now please, take care of yourself.